The walls were the color of pea soup, if the soup had been diluted with weak tea and streaked with mustard. It was enough to make one vomit, which didn't take much these days. Aidan swept the room with his eyes and spotted an unoccupied chair toward the opposite side of the circle from where he stood. A banner hung loosely from the wall over the back chairs that read, "Strength for Survival," in bold yellow letters on a blue background. Aidan wasn't sure he liked the title, but was glad for the group's existence. His mother had convinced him to come tonight, saying he needed to see that he was not the only one in the world with cancer. Obviously, he knew that was not the case, but the last few weeks had been an emotional disaster. There was only so much he could rely on his mother for. He had friends, of course, but he hadn't confided in any of them yet. He couldn't bear to see their faces or hear the pity in their voices. One day soon he would, he knew, but he wasn't ready. Jacqueline had made sure that the support group had a strict policy of confidentiality. She knew Aidan would not want his fans to find out this way that he was sick and maybe wouldn't survive to film another movie. Her only real way to help him right now, she had said, was to keep his secret for as long as he needed her to. She couldn't make his pain go away, and she couldn't take it on for him, though she would have in an instant. He lowered himself slowly into the available chair. He didn't want to be here, not really. But navigating his illness and all it would entail was overwhelming, and he hoped talking with, or at least listening to, others in a similar boat would be therapeutic. At least that's what Jacqueline had suggested would happen. With embarrassment, he realized that the group members were going around the circle introducing themselves to anyone new, and he hadn't been paying attention. They had gotten to him, and he shook his head to clear the thoughts that were occupying him so completely. Quietly, he stated, because he had missed the format people were using for introductions, "I'm Aidan, and I have cancer." Then, because he felt uncomfortable and disliked being the center of attention when he wasn't on the stage or on camera, made a lame attempt at humor. "Hi, Aidan," he said in a high-pitched voice, as if he were responding to someone else in an AA meeting. No one moved or made a sound. Wrong audience, he thought, in more ways than one. The elderly woman sitting to Aidan's right placed her wrinkled, arthritically crooked but gentle hand on his shoulder. "What type of cancer do you have, Aidan, if I may ask?" "Oh, pancreas." He heard the old woman suck in her breath and noted some group members who averted their eyes or teared up. He heard one, "Oh shit," somewhere in the circle. Of course he knew it was a serious illness, that it may very well be deadly for him, and that his full head of brown hair and trim body accentuated his relative youth. But seeing his fears reflected in others was truly jarring. The paper name tag stuck to the chest of the group leader, sitting opposite Aidan on the front side of the circle, read Tony. "Welcome, Aidan," Tony said. "We're very happy to have you joining our group. Would you like to share today?" He looked expectantly at Aidan, who noticed many others in the circle doing the same. One person in particular, sitting 5 chairs to his left, had a name tag that started with a K. From where he was sitting, that was all he could see. Kay was older than Aidan, maybe 50, and he had big, bright blue eyes and a gray goatee, which was the only hair on his head. He was striking, kind-looking, and locked eyes with Aidan. What Aidan thought he saw in Kay's eyes from the distance of maybe 10 feet was compassion. Not pity, not horror, not "thank God that's not me," but compassion. He wasn't sure how he knew that, but he knew. "No, thank you," Aidan finally said. "I'll just listen for today, if that's okay." That was already more words than he had planned to say for this first time.